After everything we're hearing about Spider-Man, everything seems likely.
Yeah, I know.
Anything seems likely now. The fact that they got other movie properties and like that's working with Sony that they were able to do this with Spider-Man. They own Fox.
Yeah,
they
own
can do
X-Men
whatever
now.
they want with past characters from other movies.
Yeah.
Now they can do whatever they want. What's happening here, Reject Nation? Greg and John here today. Here's the original plan. Was that I worked till like 4 in the morning and I'm working on something a little special for you guys and I have to wait for the right time to release it. But you guys will probably like it when it's out. Anywho, all right, I'll sleep in so that way John and I can meet up in the evening to cover Loki. So we'll like cover some Patreon stuff around like 7 p.m. Then we'll hop into Loki at midnight and then pull an all-nighter. Right, that was the plan. When I briefly woke up to go to the bathroom, went on social media, I was immediately like, what? What is this? What's going on?
The multiverse is opening up. That's what's going on.
I said, John, swing by for 15 minutes, will you? Let's do this really quick.
How quickly can you get here?
So I looked further into it, and I got some thoughts on this. So basically what ended up happening yesterday, because Richard Donner sadly passed away, I'm a huge fan of the Lethal Weapon franchise, a major fan of the Lethal Weapon franchise. I love all of them. May Richard Donner rest in peace. I heard he was ill for a while. It's amazing films, the guy. Superman? Yeah, all right.
Filmmaking legend.
He executive produced the first X-Men movie. Okay, so there was this photo that went up that Hugh Jackman, first he like added to his, I don't remember the order of events of how he did it, but he put in his story the Boss Logic Wolverine poster, which looks awesome. Boss Logic, who sometimes works directly like with the studios. Sometimes when Boss Logic does something, people immediately go, oh, does this mean something? Does this actually mean something?
Legit?
But sometimes it's just fan art that he's doing, right? Then he shared a photo with him and Feige, which immediately, the second you do that, boom.
It's happening.
Yeah, right. He would be naive to think that
he's
people
not
would
rile
not jump
the
to that
entire internet.
And
Yeah.
especially in the same like similar time frame of posting stories, you post a Wolverine claw and then you post one with Feige. Immediately, people are going to jump to that conclusion, right? A lot of people are thinking that this means that maybe Hugh Jackman will indeed be coming back to somehow play Wolverine in the MCU. I'd like him to make an appearance, to say the least. I'd like him to make like at least an appearance. And when I was like going, okay, yeah, the Richard Donner thing, okay, maybe this is in tribute to that. He did make his own post that was tributing Richard Donner specifically, because to me, I like posting that photo with Kevin Feige could be like, I wouldn't have met this man Feige if we didn't work together on X-Men way back then, which Richard Donner produced. Sure, but the post itself of sharing that photo does not make you think, or there's anything really text-wise that has you going, oh, this photo they sharing with Feige is in reference to
Richard Donner.
Richard Donner's
it's
passing,
not
right?
Gonna make you think of Richard Donner whatsoever.
No. I'm like, I don't really think it's about that. And some people are actually saying that. And I don't know, maybe he's just sharing a post. Let's not forget, back then he did funny videos with Ryan Reynolds for Deadpool, and then sometimes he still does videos with Ryan Reynolds. Nearly every single time he does, people are going, is he going to be in the next Deadpool movie? Is he going to? He never is. So it could just be something that he was sharing. But with all the multiverse things opening up as of late, knowing when, the fact that Feige has worked with Hugh Jackman on the X-Men movies, and the fact that pretty much Feige got his producing career really started with that first. He was associate producer on X-Men. Launched with him, Hugh Jackman, launched with X-Men. It would be kind of a cool nostalgic blend of not just the fact that you're getting, Hugh Jackman as Wolverine in the MCU to even just make an appearance perhaps in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. But it would be neat that those two get an opportunity to come back and like do something
much
together.
Time later,
yes,
on a property adjacent to what gave them both these massive, household name, world-spanning careers. And it's also too. I mean, Hugh Jackman has been on the record saying like, the only way he'd consider donning the claws again is if it was in the MCU for some reason. He's got to know that we know that, and if he ever posts a picture of the two of them, that's going to immediately be the assumption. And now with the multiverse, it just seems more logistically possible than ever.
And we do know that whole interview that Patrick Stewart did, where he was saying that he had talked with Feige about coming back to make an appearance as Professor X in some capacity. So I'm sure the conversations have at least been had with Hugh Jackman. I'm just like, well, dude, if Hugh Jackman's posting this, It's got to allude to my mind. I'm quick to jump to it has to allude to something.
It's not nothing.
Maybe it is just with hey, I wouldn't have met Feige and we wouldn't be where we are today if it wasn't for this man Richard Donner right here who helped get X-Men off the ground, right? Maybe, but the post doesn't really seem to indicate that. With everything we're hearing about like Spider-Man No Way Home, and then about the villains that are already confirmed to return, and then whoever else we're hearing about that seems very likely they'll be in it, and then with them doing Multiverse of Madness and them even having some fun teases, even to the extent of having Evan Peters appear as Ralph Boder, but having you think it's Pietro in WandaVision, right? I think it would be great if Hugh Jackman does make a cameo in here. I don't think he's going to do something. He's like in his 50s now.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, if he were to come back, I can't imagine him just signing on for indefinite more X-Men movies or something like that. Because even though he's super fit and I'm sure he could handle a certain amount of them, yeah, he is getting older, and he has sent off the character in a very heartfelt and very emotionally invested way. So I feel like that's got to mean something to him too. So even if he were to appear in the MCU, you know, he's not going to be Tom Holland's mentor in the next Spider-Man movie and then the leader of the Avengers or something. But I could see him having a presence while also allowing for the ascent of a new Wolverine.
Exactly, because he said he would show up. It was like an Avengers movie or something. Now, Multiverse of Madness, because that's where my mind is assuming that's what this project would be leading towards.
Yeah.
But if that's the case, it would have already been shot by now, right? Because I don't know if they're done filming or if they're close to done filming, because for sure they were filming way back when WandaVision was airing. I don't know where they're at production-wise in terms of filming. If he is in it for even a little bit, I'm assuming that role that's already been shot. Yeah, that's just where my mind would go. That's already been done. My point being is that Multiverse of Madness is sounding like it's going to be a crossover event regardless. So maybe it might not be directly an Avengers title movie. However, it's still a crossover event film. I feel like he would want to, at least if he has an opportunity to participate in that, where it's not something where he has to physically exhaust himself.
Yeah.
I think he would do it. And if it is some type of like other multiverse Wolverine and not the Logan who departed, I'd be down. I would be down. It's not the same thing as like, bring him back and undercut what happened in Logan. It's not the same thing to me.
Well, and we've established through the MCU multiverse that, you can have variants of a certain character that look remarkably like that character and variants that look completely different. So I don't think it would even be that distracting with the idea that, that eventually we'll get another Wolverine down the line or something. And something like Multiverse of Madness, where like it's the title, it's the whole point is like we're going to be hopping around a lot of worlds and seeing a lot of characters. That could be a really fun nod and a good one in a timely sense. Like Absolutely. It seems like if Hugh Jackman's going to show up in these apps sooner rather than later, and that seems like the best opportunity coming up for sure.
Well, guys, what do you think about this news? Do you think Hugh Jackman meant anything by it? Do you think people are blowing it out of proportion? Do you think he actually will make a cameo in the MCU? Leave your thoughts down below, subscribe, click that bell, hit that like button, and hey, we'll catch you guys soon.